Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily. Today I'm going to be doing a Project Zero update. Now if you don't know what that is, I have a video linked down below. It goes over what it is, my intentions for it, and it goes over every single unread physical TBR book that I own. So if you haven't seen that first, please go check that one out and then come back to this one where I will be giving you my first update on how this challenge is going. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the books that I have hauled, and the singular book that I have read. Yes, one book. But I have unhauled a whole bunch. So first we're going to go over all the books that I have unhauled. I'm not going to go over each of them because we don't need to. They're not on my shelves anymore. I'll show you a graphic of them right now. So all of those are now off my shelves, including any books in the series that were with them that I had. They went up to the attic graveyard. Now some of them I think I did send to Goodwill, but essentially what happens is when I unhaul them from my shelves, if I don't immediately get them out of here, then they go up to my attic where I'm not quite ready to get rid of them, but I don't want them on my shelves. So hopefully it's like the first unhaul, if you will. So they have gone up to the first unhaul, and I have also brought some down from that first unhaul from other times that books have gone up, and I took those ones to Goodwill to make room for these new ones because I don't want to keep adding and adding and adding until the roof caves in. So mostly the reasons for these are if they were giving me stress looking at them on my shelves, I didn't need them there anymore. If I wasn't immediately wanting to pick them up anymore, if they didn't bring me that joy, they went. And so that's where we're at right now. So that brought my Project Zero number down because we started with 178. I don't know what that number is right now. So I guess whatever it is now, unhauling those books, this is the number we're sitting at currently. Now, I have 3 books that I have hauled physically. I have other ones, but I've already read them, so I'm not counting them. But the 3 books I have are Leather and Lark by Brynne Weaver. I really loved Butcher and Blackbird, so I got that book and this one. I have yet to read this one. I have also then picked up Powerful by Lauren Roberts and Reckless by Lauren Roberts. I read Powerless, really loved it, so I wanted to get the physical version, so I also picked up the little novella and the sequel. So I haven't gotten to them yet. I want to do a reread of both Butcher and Blackbird and Powerless. So once I do that, and I will move on to those, but we are adding 3 books, so now we are up to this total. And finally, let's go over the one book that I'd managed to read, and it was my first book club book pick for my chapter by chapter book club on Fable. I will also leave that link down below if you would like to join for September's month or any month, whichever. I will let you guys know that the September pick is going to be my Darling Dreadful Thing, so I'm really excited for that one. So if you want to join, please go down there. It's free to join. Just make a account on Fable. It's kind of like Goodreads, but better in my opinion. And we can chat, and you can write like little notes chapter by chapter for each book, which is hence the name chapter by chapter. And anyone and everyone is welcome. So I hope you click the link down below and join us for September's pick. Back to the one book I physically read sort of with an audiobook. That was The Library of the Unwritten by AJ Hackworth. I've had this for a long time. I want to say since 2020, I believe. And I heard such good things about it. So in this book, we're following Claire. She's the librarian of the Library of Hell, or for the unwritten books that were never completed or were just a thought or whatever. And she's kind of there to make sure these books stay in line because sometimes they wake up and they cause a ruckus. So she's tasked with that, and she has a helper, Brevity, and she deals with other things. But essentially what happens in this book is a hero wakes up and she is forced to go after him because he makes his way to the mortal world, if you will, and he's going after the author. So she has to do that, and along the way she ends up getting like attacked, sort of like barraged by this angel who thinks that she is doing something with the devil's Bible. And it just turns into like this big adventure. Now, I will say that this book was kind of slow at times. It's very like It feels like a magical realism, sort of. Cozy fantasy-esque, like, not a whole lot happens, at least in the first half. Now, the second half, it was a lot more faster paced and enjoyable. But I really did enjoy, like, the imagery that the author was able to create with her words. The world that she has made with this was so unique and fun. I really enjoyed the growth of the characters. I just had a fun time. I enjoyed a lot of the side characters. I really did enjoy some plot twists that I didn't see coming. And there were a couple that I wondered about, but I wasn't sure. But I was happy that I guessed right on. So I guess if this at all intrigues you, go in knowing that it takes about half of the book. That's like a slower start, and then the rest is a lot more fast paced. But I became really invested in these, and I do highly recommend the audiobook. It was very fun, but it was one book that you definitely need to pay attention to, because I started it, I think I got like 50 pages in, and I had to go back and restart it because I wasn't paying attention a whole lot. So there was that. So I definitely enjoyed this. I do think I would like to pick up the second one based on what happened at the end of this. So I'm happy that I finally got to this one, even if it took me 4 years to do it. So this gives me hope for the books that are on my physical TBR. I mean, I didn't have any doubts, but it's just been so intimidating picking up a physical book and reading it. Like, even though I had the audiobook, I did have to follow along a lot of the time. So happy I got to this one. So that is all for this update. I think we're sitting at this number, which I think it might be 166. I could be wrong, but whatever it is, the number's right here. So we went from 178 to this number, and honestly, I'm happy about it. The only thing I will say is that I don't know that I'll be able to make it to the end of next year by completing this. I'm still gonna try, but if I don't, there's not gonna be like any punishment or whatever. Essentially, honestly, what I would like to do is to do this for a while, and my goal would to be maybe 4 books a month or a book a week, that off my physical TBR. I don't know if I can do that, but I would sure like to try. So I would also like to have some vlogs go up on reading some of my physical books, and I don't know, we'll see. It's just depending on life and everything. And if that's all you came here for, great. Stick around if you want to hear more about a life update or whatever. So I will say that I have some health updates too, so if that triggers you at all, please feel free to leave. I thank you for watching. Comment it down below and like and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in my next video. But for those who would like to know about a little life update or whatever, I want to apologize for the lack of content. I honestly have been so up and down with my content, especially in the last like year or two. I have had really big troubles with my anxiety and depression. I ended up having to go see a therapist at the end of last year. I had to start taking some antidepressants, or like anxiety meds, whatever you want to call them, like 2 years ago or so or whatever. And my moods have just been so off lately. I have had days where I am just so exhausted I can't do anything but just put on something to watch, and that's it. I have days where I don't want to go outside. I just have days where I look like crap, and I might have the will of wanting to do something, but I just have no energy to do it. I have really low iron sometimes, so the lowest my iron's ever been has been a 0.9, which around here they told me that's the lowest it's ever been. They told me it was practically non-existent, and that I could have potentially had a heart attack from it. So I'm glad I didn't. I went to Disney like that, Disney World. This was years ago when that first happened. I don't know how I survived it down there in the heat, but it fluctuates. I get a lot of iron infusions, and I had 2 this past month, and they did single doses instead of double doses, and it just didn't feel like it was working. And of course, I just have been extremely tired. No one can tell me why my body won't hold iron. Nothing. I've tried everything. On top of getting iron infusions, I also take iron pills. And I try so hard to figure out what's going on, but I just can't figure it out. So I apologize if my lack of consistency on here has made some people leave, or if they don't like that, but I just wanted to be honest with you guys that I have been having a really rough go of it lately. I felt like I really wanted to film a couple things today so I can have a couple things, but as far as like consistency on this channel, if you're coming looking for that, you're probably not going to find it. I love booktube. There have been times where I'm like, maybe I should just stop, but each time I've come back and say, no, I really don't want to, because I enjoy making videos. But it takes a lot out of me to make these videos and edit them and upload them and make a thumbnail. Like, it just takes so much out of me, you wouldn't believe. And so that is everything I've been dealing with, not to mention the kids have gone back to school, and of course they take a lot of energy. And yeah, it's just, there's been a lot going on. So not to mention we're getting ready to go on a cruise at the end of October, which I'm really excited about. But yeah, so thank you for sticking around for this update. If you did, I greatly appreciate every single one of you. You guys always make my day when you leave comments and like and watch. Like, it's just the best thing for me to see when I'm feeling really down. And starting that book club has been really nice, not having to worry about making a video for it, and just going on to Fable and talking about it in the little chapter sections that you can. I've really enjoyed that. So thank you to everyone, and I guess I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.